this information can be obtained from the minimum keyword display on Class A AIS transponders. So, in 2006, we a traffic separation scheme between Sweden and Denmark, and also between Germany and Sweden. It was TSS off Rügen, was established. With our AIS, we could in fact see a certain change in the traffic pattern in that area, and it came into a more orderly flow. However, over a period of 2 years, we in fact had 4 groundings in this area due to, you can call it S navigation. S stands for sleep, snaps in our area as well. So you can see here, no administration in Denmark, Germany or Sweden in fact anticipated this, that you can be on the same course for like 5 hours without turning. So it is difficult to get those navigators and make them to change their course. So for some reason we had to do something about it. And I'll just see here the ship ending up, so we can almost pass the island with that power. So what we did, in fact, was a little special approach, you can say. We put out virtual AIS waypoints. This was the first time, as I can recall, that they were used for this purpose. And it didn't take long, in fact, for some other administration to react on this. So it was good. We kept the debate on this quite significantly, I would say. Of course, we informed the mariners about this in a Danish notice to mariners that this was a trial, and we put out these waypoints, and it could have some effects. But after, we can say, some pressure from, of course, other administrations, as well as, of course, if you have these navigators operating in S navigation, it will be of no use. So after 15 weeks, we discontinued this. We also had some trials in the Sound. It is a narrow fairway between Denmark and Sweden, and a red channel called Grotten Channel. In this area, you can see this channel, and we had some difficulties with this called Buoy 16, because they are passing the Grotten Lighthouse, and then from the south, and then they had to enter this channel. And in 2007, we had 13 ships hitting that buoy. So we had to do something, and we changed and moved it slightly to the north. There's a little ground just very close here, so we couldn't move it that much. But still, we had 3 more ships hitting that buoy, and you can see it here on this AIS that you can't even find the buoy number 16 in that. So what you can see is just one of the ships hitting that one, and we were in no doubt about that this ship in fact hit it due to the AIS information. Of course, our controllers were quite happy, because then we could build the ship afterwards, and it was quite good. So what we did after moving it physically was we put out virtual AIS in the Grotten Channel to make a kind of funnel effect, you can see here. So we put out 4 waypoints, or virtual aids, and we named them as well. And again, we have the problem that some ships can see it and some others can't. And we also had the VTS in the Sound calling us after a while, saying that the names of these virtual AIS data navigation is obscuring information in that. But we have no really standards for where to place the names and so on for this marking. So this is something we had to do something about. And also we had a nearby facility to ask the ships whether they in fact could see this virtual AIS or not. example here is a synthetic AIS on offshore stations. You can see, in fact, here in the red square, that in fact there is a lot of information down there. There's a lot of symbols for AIS targets, and it doesn't matter which kind of whether you're in harbor mode, approach mode, or whatever mode, you still have all these information, and you cannot see this when you are just passing by. So what needs to be done is when you come and see it in a closer mode, you can in fact see that there's a lot of ships or a lot of synthetic AIS in that vicinity. So we have to do something about this. This is especially this with the highlighting single large scale objects. We have to do something about this so it's not obscuring more important information. So, future use of AIS, of course we can market in survey routes in remote areas. It is especially important for us in Denmark as we are responsible for the area around Greenland, where of course floating aids are of no use. It can be transmitted by local AIS stations, and it can be a useful tool for aid to navigation providers. And the ship you see here on the left is in fact sailing up there. They are sailing so close to icebergs and so on, and there is no marker whatsoever. They are all by themselves up there. Good. Coming back to conclusion, mix of traditional aids and virtual aids might be a good solution. AIS aids on technology is one step towards e-navigation, but it must be recognized by mariners. And AIS technology successful supplement to traditional aids in navigation, and of course virtual aids will not replace all traditional aids. So recommendations could be to provide an electric aid to navigation service even for a limited number of users, secure the conspicuity of aids to navigation use virtual aids in remote areas, and these gaps in display requirements, symbology and recognition by mariners must be addressed, and you use virtual AIS for emergency response purposes. So, let us all do everything we can to stop S navigation, sleep, snaps, and maybe in 2010 as well, even stands for soccer. Going through this L navigation we have heard so much about also, to our way towards the E navigation. And always remember, when technology becomes a master, we reach disaster faster. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michael. Our next presenter, as we say in the United States, is a pinch hitter. Dr. Nick Ward, the Research Director for the General Lighthouse Authorities for the UK and Ireland, which I'm sure most of you all know, and also a fellow colleague and Vice Chair of the ENAV Committee, will be pinch hitting for Dr. Sally Vasker's paper regarding navigating ELA-RAN, the challenges and the way forward. Dr. Ward.
Thank you, Chairman. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.